What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Greataxe Gaming. I am Jax, and we are back with Hiveswap Friendsim. Now, our last little adventure was with our friend Malik, so now we're moving on to this new person. New friend, new adventures. Another night, another long walk. Despite the blisters, you have started to feel truly optimistic. You've got a lot going for you these days. True, you're still technically a castaway on a hostile planet with absolutely no hope of rescue, but if you're completely honest, Earth was pretty shitty too. Sure, 98% of everyone here is a psychopath. Oh, fuck. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, this is gonna be something, huh? Alright, let's roll. You've had such good luck making friends lately that you feel almost popular. But at the same time, you feel a strange sense of loneliness that new friendship doesn't seem to penetrate. Maybe being the only one of your species light years away from home is starting to catch up with you. Or maybe you're starting to understand why popular kids in movies sometimes seem so sad. A number of trolls now like you, but do any of them truly know you? What you wouldn't give to hang out with someone you have real history with. Someone who you don't have to do the introductory dance of, yes, I'm clearly an alien, no, I don't know what's going on. Someone with whom you could reminisce about old times. Someone you've hung out with more than once. Right now you're on the outskirts of town, and the rocky outcrops surrounding you are familiar. You're pretty sure that the entrance to the breeding caverns is somewhere around here. Your heart beats a little faster. Bronya lives close to here, and talk about history. You two know each other deeply from hanging out once, and then seeing her again in her ex-mate's hive. Plus you have a phone now. You have the power to text first. You get out the phone Connell gave you. Look at you go, reading an alien language and operating technology just fine. Does it make sense that you've learned how to read a new alphabet in weeks without anyone teaching you? Not really, but maybe your struggles with Spanish class in high school were just a fluke, and you've been a secret linguistic genius this whole time. Bronya texts you back immediately, giving you directions for how to meet her in the caves. You head down, but before the Jadeblood hive is in sight, a troll emerges from the shadows. At first you think it's Bronya, but you freeze mid-wave when this new troll steps into the light. Bronya doesn't wear glasses, and she has never glared at you like that. It's you! I remember you! You were down here a few weeks ago! Bothering Bronya and distracting her when we almost had a Lucis stampede. Ouch, is that really how Bronya's described your adventures together? Maybe it's silly for something that small to hurt your feelings when another recent friend nearly got you killed in Clown Church, but you like to think you and Bronya formed a real connection. She never made you feel like you were bothering her. A real connection? Is that why you think you can just come down here and text her? Holy shit, is Lynera reading Bronya's messages? Does Bronya know she's been doing that? That's none of your business. Bronya and I are best friends. I'm just looking out for her. She has a lot of Jadeblood responsibilities, and doesn't need anyone shifty coming in to disrupt her. You have to wonder if Bronya would agree with this statement made on her behalf, and you sure would like to see her in person and confirm it for yourself. Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Why don't you tell me, what is the nature of your relationship? Why should I allow you to hang out with her? Or as your text message so boldly suggested? Bluffing has saved your ass in some bleak situations before, but you could also go on the offensive here. You're concerned about Bronya's privacy now, and as her friend, maybe you shouldn't just look the other way. Alright. Let's go ahead and save it. Okay. Make wild claims about your friendship with Bronya to save yourself. You and Bronya go way back. If Lynera's unfamiliar with your history, hold on. It might be because your friendship with Bronya predates hers. And actually, part of why you texted her today was because your close friendship has recently been getting a little red, you could say. Bronya needed someone to step in and fill the hole in her blood pusher left by L-Word, after all. Considering the changing nature of your relationship, Bronya has even been more protective of you than usual lately. Lynera doesn't seem impressed by your astute cultural knowledge, nor does she look intimidated. Her glasses reflect opaque in the murky cavern light as she steps closer. Your claws, you've just noticed, are very sharp. Bronya is very protective of those she pities. You've got that much right, if you're telling the truth, and I don't know that you are. Maybe she would want to protect you if she knew that you were here. Oh fuck, you fucked up. If Lynera intercepted Bronya's phone, then Bronya has no idea who you reached out and can be disposed of with none the wiser. Oh no, look what you made me do. You had no idea that someone with a skirt that long could move so fast. Oh, well, dead. Yep, I kind of figured that was the outcome of that one. Okay. Then, let's continue. What right does Lynera have to creep on Bronya's phone? You puff up with all the self-righteousness you can muster. The nature of your relationship with Bronya is between you and Bronya, and you're not doing anything suspicious by wanting to see your friend. In fact, it seems a lot more suspicious that Linera is trying to intercept anyone who messages Bronya. What possible reason could she have to justify that? Well, I never... As I said before, I am Bronya's best friend. I take our relationship, my responsibilities as a friend, very seriously. You press the issue, narrowing your eyes and crossing your arms over your chest. Her responsibilities as a friend, huh? Sounds kind of fishy. Fishy? Are you serious right now? Are you really coming down here making fish puns like some kind of sea dweller? That is so suspicious. Who knows what Bronya decided to show you when you tricked her into trusting you? Not that we have anything to hide, but who knows? If you're at all associated with sea dwellers, then we have a pretty big problem on our hands, don't we? You've heard of sea dwellers by now, but none of your friends have talked about them much. Mostly you've gathered that they dwell in the sea. You don't know why it would be extra bad for you to be one of them, but it's clear you need to backpedal. Before you can try to disown your choice of fish-related phrasings, Linera advances on you. Obviously, I can't let you talk to Bronya now. You are way too suspicious. I think you and I should have a private conversation instead. At least your life isn't uneventful when you're knocked unconscious. Oh, dear. Is she secretly a purple blood? Also, is that supposed to be L-word, or... When you come to, you're sitting in a chair with your wrists tied. As your eyes adjust to the darkness, you realize that you're in a smaller cave than the big open caverns that led to the Jade Blood Hide. A light switches on, and you can see that the cave walls are lined with bookshelves, and there's a desk in the corner. There are books and notebooks and bulletin boards with what looks like outlines and study guides pinned to them. And in front of you is Linera, holding a knife. Oh good, you're awake. This is my study cave. In the Jade Blood Hide, it's harder to concentrate because people break the rules and I get irritated, so I come here to do homework. That's all, just homework. When you take a second to look at the bulletin boards, you see that a lot of what Linera pinned up are pictures of Bronya. Oh, it's Bronya. Right, I should have known by the hair. There are a few pictures of Linera and Bronya together, but it's mostly just Bronya by herself, and even a couple of blurry photos of Bronya and Elward. What are you looking at? There's nothing to see here. She brandishes a knife in your face, and okay, yeah, sure, now she and her gigantic knife is your full attention, and you're not looking at her creepy Bronya shrine anymore. I brought you here because your messages to Bronya were highly suspicious. I don't know you, and I don't trust you. You could be trying to see Bronya for nefarious purposes, so I brought you here to vet you. Now we can talk about what your real intentions are. So you're definitely going to die in this cave, held captive by an unhinged J-Blood who was convinced of your guilt from the moment you dared to text her best friend. That kinda sucks. You tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. Oh, come on, stop playing the victim. If anyone is the victim here, it's me. I try so hard to be there for Bronya as her best friend, but she doesn't even... Linera stops abruptly. You see her lower lip start to tremble before she turns a face away from you. The sharp tip of the knife pointed at your throat droops a bit. Its ejective swing takes it dangerously close to your navel, and you try to subtly lean backwards in your chair. Linera interprets the noise of distress that escapes your mouth as a noise of sympathy. It's fine, though. Really, it's fine. Our friendship is great. I wouldn't change anything about it. It's fine as long as she doesn't have any other friends. Because I'm her best friend. I should only be the only one she needs. Linera's knife is now completely lowered, pointing at the floor. That gives you some hope. She seems to have forgotten about her sea dweller suspicions. Maybe if you can keep her talking about Bronya, the whole stabbing notion can be taken off the table. And she might even let you go. You rack your brain for all the knowledge of Alternian relationship dynamics that you've managed to compile during your time on this planet. Best friends, they have a special word for that, right? You tell Linera that you're sure Bronya doesn't need anyone else. If she and Bronya are Moirails, then Linera must be very special to her. What? I never said we were Moirails. That's not even the quadrant that I want her in. I mean... Ooh. Never mind that. How dare you make assumptions? Hello, knife point again. Ah, shit. All you meant to say was that you thought her relationship with Bronya was probably fine. You figured they must be in a quadrant together because you're a clueless alien. You're bad. I get why you would think that. It's probably so obvious that my feelings for her are very red. Aww. Linera hangs her head and her shoulders shake. Tears roll down her cheeks, dripping onto her crisp shirt collar and the knot of her jade green tie. I know I don't have a chance. She doesn't think of me that way. I'm her loyal friend and second in command. That's all I will ever be, her, no matter what. Oh... Bronya, notice her. Also, I'm not missing the obvious Yandere symbology here. of kidnapping me and threatening me to keep me away from her senpai. I got that, guys. And I try to do a really good job at being her best friend, because what else can I do? If I'm her best friend, then at least I'm still in her life. At least I mean something to her. Maybe it's the fact that Linera's knife hasn't come close to many major arteries for a hot minute, or maybe it's the tears. Either way, you feel sympathy encroaching on a monopoly that abject terror had previously maintained in your brain's economy. You've acted as verbal support or sympathetic ear for some of your other troll friends while they deal with crises of various kinds. Slipping into the role of therapist for someone who's holding you hostage at knife point is a new one for you, but unfortunately it's not that much of a stretch. It seems like young trolls on Alternia have to deal with these heavy life issues by themselves, feeling so alone that they're willing to turn to an alien stranger to help them work things out. Then again, maybe life is just that grim and isolating for human teenagers too, and you just never noticed before. Maybe everyone's too mired up in their own shit to look up and realize that the moo beast fecal matter is waist high for everyone around them too. You clear your throat and speak with as much consoling gentleness as you can muster while your head still throbs from where Linera knocked you out. It seems like trying to be Bronia's best friend isn't making Linera very happy. Of course it isn't making me happy. I can't keep her from having friends no matter how hard I try, and she's amazing, so of course everyone wants to be her friend, including you apparently. You barely had a chance to miss that knife before it's waving around again. Yikes. Your friendship with Bronia is nothing compared to her relationship with Linera. You don't count as any kind of competition. Bronia is one of many friends to you, and while you cherish her and support her endeavors, you can appreciate the joy and fulfillment that can come from having many different friends instead of depending on a single person to meet all of your emotional needs. Sounds fake! Why would I ever want any other friends beside Bronia? She is my whole world! Okay, but it seems like it's painful for Linera to be relying on Bronia to be her whole world, and Bronia isn't doing the same in return. Has Linera ever talked to Bronia about any of this? No, never. I'm terrified to tell her how I feel. Being her best friend feels awful, but losing her would be so much worse. I can't take that risk. But if Linera never talks to Bronia about her feelings, she'll always be unhappy because she wants more. Even if she thinks that it's unlikely that Bronia feels the same way, maybe open communication with her friend could help Linera process her feelings and move on. You know that Linera has a big heart, blood pusher, and many fine qualities, and she doesn't deserve to be stuck in this unhappy, unrequited relationship purgatory forever. Wow. You really think I have fine qualities? You try very hard not to think about the glint of that knife. Sure, Linera has positive qualities. She seems loyal and well-organized, and studious and caring. Some troll out there is going to want the same kind of closeness from her that Linera is looking for, and she owes it to herself to take actions that could lead to happiness instead of being stuck in a sad situation forever. Wow, I'm saying some deep shit. I don't know. Maybe you're right or maybe you're wrong, but I don't want to move on, even if I know I should. I want to be with Bronia forever. Linera crumples to the ground, dropping the knife and sobbing into her hands. It's hard to watch someone in this much distress and not want to help them, but on the other hand, her misery has distracted her, and this might be your only chance to try and escape. We are going to save. Okay, we're going to attempt escape first. You look around to see if there's anything within reach that you could use to free. On the desk a few feet away, you spot a spiral-bound notebook with a nasty-looking edge on its binding. You scoot your chair over, doing your best to not make any noise, but Linera is too busy willing to notice regardless. You get hold of the notebook and saw through the ropes on your wrists. It was so hard to watch her and Elward together. Elward doesn't deserve her. She was so mean. I know she's a cerulean, but I swear if she shows her face in the caverns again, I will go straight for her primary spurt artery. It's a good reminder that Linera is dangerous. You saw faster, and success! Your hands are now untied. Linera's back is turned to you while she gets up from the floor, and you take a quick look at the notebook in your hands. It seems to be a carefully annotated and organized scrapbook diary chronicling Linera's friendship with Bronia. On the one hand, it's a bit creepy in the context of how you're still held hostage by the person who made this, but on the other hand, it does pull at your heartstrings. But you keep a firm grip on those heartstrings because you've still got to get out of here. When Linera turns back to face you, you leap from your chair, brandishing the scrapbook in front of you like a shield. If she comes any closer with that knife, you can destroy this scrapbook in an instant with your acidic spit. That's right, your alien anatomy has destructive powers that can vaporize Linera's precious Bronia memories in seconds. No, you can't! What are you doing? How dare you touch that book? For a terrifying second, you think she might lunge at you, but then Linera steps to the side, giving you a straight shot to the cave exit. As you scuttle your way towards freedom, you remember your phone. Linera took it from you when she knocked you out, and you don't know how you could possibly get another one. No way! I'm not giving you anything you might use to contact Bronia. I won't have you messaging her behind my back and trying to replace me as her best friend. It seems like nothing you said when you were tied up had any impact on her at all. Maybe forcing people at knife point to be your therapist doesn't result in quality therapy. You still feel bad for her, but it's time to break out the big guns. If Lenera doesn't return your phone, you will find another way to reach Bronya, and you'll tell her everything. Not only the lowdown on Lenera's stalking and kidnapping tendencies, but also on the truth about how Lenera feels about her. Lenera gasps at you, her eyes filled with tears again, but she hands you your phone. I can't believe how cold you are. I thought that maybe we were bonding, that I could start to trust someone other than Bronya, but you didn't mean a single word of all those things you said. Lenera's face twists and contorts between rage and grief. When you make the phone scrapbook trade, she drops the knife in her other hand and clutches the scrapbook into her chest like it's one of the wrigglers in the Jade Blood Nursery. You don't feel guilty for doing what you had to do to escape unharmed, but you can't help but wish that you would have been able to actually help her. It's clear to me now, Brony's the only friend I will ever have. Yep, that seems... I kind of figured that's how it would happen. So we load and attempt comfort. You remember what you did for Polypa when she was upset. Sitting in a chair with both hands tied behind you doesn't make for ideal shush-papping conditions, but maybe you can approximate the gesture? Lenera is huddled up, crying on the floor, and you think you could maybe get close enough to lean your knee against her back or something. Hopefully that would be interpreted in the same way as a classic paw-on-the-cheek move. You inch your chair closer to her, but you lose your balance and wobble, and then topple forward. Lenera's discarded knife is right there, sharp edge ready to plunge into your incoming soft body, but then Lenera moves quickly and grabs your chair and saves your life. Oh shit, that was a close one! You really could have died! She stares at the knife with huge round eyes, clearly shaken up by your near-death experience just now. Considering how often you nearly die these days, you feel more blasé about it, but you're glad it's having an impact on her if it makes her rethink the whole kidnap and stab thing. I'm so sorry. I don't want you to actually die. I saw what you were doing with that chair when you fell. You're trying for this traditional seated frange in shush pap because I was upset. Wait, sorry, huh? It was very kind of you to try and console me. I never really thought that you were a sea dweller, you know. Maybe what I'm doing is wrong. Lenera sets her jaw with conviction and with one slash cuts you free of your bonds. You get to your feet, stumbling a bit because your leg fell asleep. You can't believe you're getting out of the situation without any blood loss. You feel positively elated about this turn of events, but Lenera still looks sad. You're free to go. You must think the worst of me after all this. Well, you're not going to lie. This wasn't the best start to a friendship you've ever had, but horrifyingly enough, it also wasn't the worst. You feel for Lenera, and you want to show her how a real friend-making aficionado gets out there and meets people. You think could help but feel less clingy about Bronya. Oh, you would really do that for me? I'm not sure about new friends, but you do seem to know what you're talking about. You don't know where to go with Lenera to teach her how to make new friends. She's probably a bit too uptight to enjoy the music clubs you've been to, and you don't think that troll studying in Book Hive would take kindly to a lot of loud, friendly conversation. You decide to go to the cafe that Elward introduced you to. Thankfully, they're not having an excessive bodily force poetry since you're not sure that would be Lenera's scene. There are a number of ceruleans here, but you also spot a few indigos and teals and a cluster of defiant-looking olive bloods with some yellows, all sitting together. The crowd is overall less pierced and undercutted than it was when you were here with Elward, and the vibe is laid back, with all the trolls just sitting around and quietly chatting. You order the drinks, already taking for granted your newly acquired skill in reading troll language. Lenera is fidgeting when you sit down with her. This may come as a shock to you, but I don't get out of the caverns very much. I don't have time. There's so much to learn about Jade Blood life and troll reproduction, and Brony needs my help to maintain order. It's not very often that I have to, interact with trolls of other blood colors. You're not sure that's what's making her uncomfortable. You're not sure what's making her uncomfortable. The trolls around here that are lower on her blood spectrum, on the heme spectrum, or those that are higher. You've worked out by now that Jades are right in the middle, so maybe Lenera identifies with neither the haves nor the have-nots. From what you remember, neutrality is a big concept with the Jades. You assure Lenera that it's natural to be a little bit nervous. Most people feel like they're stepping out of their comfort zone when they make a new friend. If there's one thing you've learned as Alternia's resident friend-making expert, it's that terror and embarrassment are par for the course, but it's worth it in the end. I'm not nervous or embarrassed. I don't know. Everyone seems disorganized and suspicious and untrustworthy and unknown. You have to bite your lip to keep from laughing. It's not even funny, it's just that Lenera is hissing all her words and leaning towards you and glaring at the rest of the room, and the effect is weirdly endearing. Like someone put a 1950s school uniform on a feral cat. Before you can try and reassure her, a new troll ambles up to the table. She looks friendly. That's a friendly amble. She's wearing glasses and carrying a book bag and has a teal symbol on her chest, so she might be a nerd like Lenera. This could be a good new match. Hi guys. I think I've seen you around before. Do you also study at the Book Hive? You open your mouth to invite this new friend to sit down, but before you can respond, Lenera interjects. That's not any of your business, is it? Why do you even want to know? Obviously, anyone who goes to the Book Hive for the study goes there for peace and quiet, so why would you think you can just bother us because you've recognized us from there? Okay, geez. My bad, never mind. See you around, never. And just like that, a golden opportunity for friendship has gone up in a puff of smoke. What was Lenera thinking, being so rude? Doesn't she want to learn how to make friends? I changed my mind, okay? There's no way I could be friends with any of the people here. I don't know them. Not like I know you. You're surprised to hear Lenera feel so positive about you when she was ready to stab you an hour ago. She takes your hand in both of her hands, squeezing your fingers a bit tight. Aw, I know we didn't get off to a great start, and that's my fault, but I can make it up to you. We're friends now, and we'll be friends forever, and I will call anyone who even thinks about trying to fuck with you. This is not quite the lesson you would teach her about making friends, but maybe with her fierce loyalty and possessive streak spread out between you and Bronya, then it can be a little more low-key about being a friend to you both. The determined look in her eyes and the ominous glint of her glasses don't scream low-key, but change doesn't always happen overnight, and you believe in second chances. You believe that Llanera will be capable of healthy friendship someday. Again, I'd rather deal with her than, say, for instance, the little painter girl, because she doesn't actively want me to suffer and bleed. Anyways, that's it for this episode. If you liked the video, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You want to buy me a coffee, the link is down below. If you want to catch me live streaming, I do stream Thursdays at 6 p.m. unless otherwise stated. And I always appreciate the coffee, the donations, the coming to my live stream and talking to me. I always love talking to people while I play games. It's fun. Anyways, thanks for watching. Later, y'all.